Good morning and welcome to another Bits video. I've been wanting to get into camping. Ignore the plane. There it is. I want to get into camping recently. Of course, you've already seen the trailer. Got the camper trailer. Let the plane pass by. Thank you, Southwest. But I want to even do some different, tent camping, if you will. Problem is, I never had a tent. Only had the camper. But it actually changes today. Look at that. That is one of the Rivian tents. And I know you're thinking, why is it on the Lightning and not on my Rivian? I shall explain. So, this is the King Ranch you all know and love. Custom built King Ranch Lightning. And I put this Rivian tent on the back. Because, and this will be kind of more broken down in a future video, this is going to be an overlanding sub soon. The next plans for this include a homemade trimmer package and hopefully finding some trimmer wheels on Marketplace. Tires. I'll go into that in the next video. Right now we're just focused on the tent. So this is actually not a brand new one. I got it secondhand. I gotta get a deal on it nonetheless. And it comes with the ladder and everything like that. I'll show a time lapse of me opening it up so you can see just how simple they made it, honestly. The mounts are pretty good, and they're pretty universal from a crossbar standpoint. These are just some regular basic ones from Amazon. And the clamps just adjust to your crossbar size. So they fit on the Rivian crossbars, they fit on these. I'd imagine they fit on a Tesla crossbar. Not that you should necessarily put this on one, but you probably could. But yeah, have it slid over to the right. It's not fully centered, but that's because I have the Starlink Mini right here. If the phone will focus. There we go. Starlink Mini. It's wired in through Pro Power right now. That's how I have it mounted. Eventually, I'm going to have it mounted up here. There are actually third brake light options. And you can mount a Starlink up here. So that's going to happen soon. But so, the tent. It's off-centered because I have the Starlink, as I said. Eventually, I want to lift it up higher with those elevated racks, kind of like what Kyle has on his R1T. But I'm kind of going back and forth now because I noticed my efficiency has actually increased since putting this on, because it's level with the cab. I'm getting kind of R1S territory for efficiency. A few days ago, with this on, I got 2.4 miles per kilowatt hour. Let's see, this doesn't really count because I just drove out from home. It says 3.4 for 3.5 miles. But on the highway, I got 2.4 miles per kilowatt hour with this tent on. Previously, even with the bed cover but no tent, I get about 2.1-ish on a good day. So we'll see. I'm going to do a full range test with this, or efficiency test with this, and see, as well as one with the camper. If you guys remember my efficiency when I was towing the camper on the back, I was getting like 0.8 to 1 mile per kilowatt hour because the air just goes up the cab and then sags and then hits a huge wall and goes up like this. But hopefully, with that tent on there, it created more smooth flow from the cab above the tent and onto the camper like that. So hopefully the improvements I'm imagining will actually happen, and that'll be awesome in a future video later this week. So the tent. It's pretty easy to set up and everything. A lot of Velcro, a lot of zippers, a lot of straps, a lot of buckles. And so I'm just going to prop my phone up and then you guys can watch. This is only the second time I've opened it up, so I might hitch on something, I'm sure, but oh well, let's get started. So there we go, it's all deployed. This is optional, you don't have to deploy this every time. You can take them off with the buckles here. But it's nice to have as a little, rain shade, if you will, a poncho for your tent. So this is pretty good. Honestly, it kind of fits the truck. Of course it's a Rivian product, but it's still camping, So Of course, the inside is really nice, really spacious. Could probably sleep 3 people in here if you're good enough friends. All the windows open. They got pockets for storage, and all these here. The installation, or should I say, the deploying of the tent is really easy. This ladder adjusts too, so if you're on more uneven terrain, you can make it go lower or higher. Like I'm on an elevated sidewalk, so it's a bit higher. Another plane is passing by, another Southwest. Go to the back here. This is also a window. And there's one that I didn't put up there, one of these, just because it's right behind the cab, but it's strapped down, so it's fine. Really sturdy of a tent as well. Like, this is not going anywhere. Can support my weight, which I should hope so. But very nice. You can just imagine, you know, sleeping in here, and you turn around to beautiful scenery, a field. So, again, why did I put this on the R1S? Well, the R1S is a lease vehicle. And while I do plan to do a lot of off-roading and stuff like that within reason, this truck I own. And this I plan to kind of do more risky things with it, just because I own this and I'm responsible for this one. If I buy out the Rivian at the end of the lease, that could change some things, but right now the tent will be on here. I will probably do some stuff with it on the Rivian because it is pretty easy to swap. These clamps are very easy to take on and off. Really, you just need a second person to help you lift it, but it's pretty good for 2 people. One person, unless you're like a Hulk, I don't think you can do it for one person, or moving it from here to another vehicle. But if you can, more power to you. But I'd say at least 2 people can get the job done fairly simply. So, one of the things that I noticed when I last deployed it is, and you probably noticed too, the Starlink is obstructed. So I'm still working on how I'm going to fix that. Eventually it'll be... Thanks. Eventually it'll be up here like I was talking about, and they won't be obfuscated. But right now, what I do when I deploy it, I am mounted from there, and then just put it in the bed right here. Just like, there you go, Starlink. This is where it's plugged in, by the way. Pro power. The cable's usually cable managed, but I just took this out of the R1S for a road trip, so I just threw it in here. Got a lot of storage space, of course, because it's an F-150. But yeah, you can still store all my tools, all of my supplies. The other reason I want to get more raised racks for this is so I have, one, a higher view. I plan to take this in conjunction with the camper, actually, to NASCAR races. So the camper is where, I hang out, eat, sleep, shower, but during the race, this with an elevated rack, I can actually see above other campers, so I can watch the race from here. So that's the goal. But that'll depend on if I decide to get higher racks or not. If I get higher racks, it might end up harming my efficiency because then the tent would start up here and go up. But I could put a little ramp up there or some type of wing to help defeat that and hopefully regain my efficiency. And just mount the Starlink on the side right here or something to also prevent any blockage from the tent. That's pretty much the tent. Like I said, it's very, very spacious. I love this thing, and I can't wait to actually camp out in it. Definitely one of the fancier tents. If I can get up in here. Dang it. There we go. Super sturdy. And then the suspension on the truck is a bit wobbly compared to like the stiff suspension on a Rivian. When in camp mode, it kind of plants itself there. Lightning suspension is really soft and bouncy, so like you move around, you're gonna move around for a bit. Like there you go, still shaking, still shaking, still shaking. There we go. But very nice and very yellow. I could have gotten, a gray tent to match the kind of grayish truck I have, but Rivian yellow is just so nice. Such a beautiful place. You got skylighting here you can open, window here you can open, but we'll just look at the cab. You can open back there. There's so much room, and then there's screens too, so you can get a lot of breeze, a lot of wind. But Yep, that's the Rivian tent on the Lightning. And later on, you guys will hear about my full plans I have with this setup. This is just the beginning. Well, thanks for watching. I'm going to chill out here for a bit, watch the sunrise. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about the tent, and if you guys also camp in your EVs. Have a good one.